job again, so I'll be able to start saving up for a new editing computer. Boris Johnson's our Prime Minister for now. On the last video I made a joke in the hopes that Jeremy Corbyn would be our Prime Minister, and 2020 is here and we've got what looks like another 5 years of Tory rule. And I'll be honest, I was going to make a joke about it, you know, do the whole shower with a jar of Nutella and, you know, comedy rule of three, you got to do it a third time for a callback. But I can't bring myself to joke about it, because for a lot of people it was pretty upsetting. Like, Jeremy Corbyn represented hope for the end of austerity, which has killed thousands, and the end of constant continual conflict in the Middle East. Maybe even some real radical change that would help resolve the issue with the climate. But 2020 has rolled round. It looks like we're on the cusp of another war. Australia is on fire, and for a lot of people, a lot of questions could be had. Where do we go from now? And I don't have those answers. All I know is that we're going to have to look after each other. If we can't rely on the government to do it, we're just going to have to find our own change, our own radical hope that we need to work through. So in the description of this video, I'm going to drop a link to a food bank, the Trussell Trust. They are a network of food banks that work across the country, and for now we're just going to try and cook a recipe and maybe have a couple of laughs along the way and find our hope in that. So it's the new year and Veganuary has come round once again. I swear this year I'll get the script written for the Veganuary video that I wanted to write, and I'm about halfway through, but I procrastinated just long enough for it to roll around again, so we're going to give it another go to get even more data and give me more time to procrastinate until the next time where we'll do Veganuary again, and I still won't have written the script. I'll do it again and again and again. I really need to get a lid on this. So it's Veganuary and I was really craving chicken nuggets, so we're going to try and make a workaround for that, and we're going to flavour it with Katsu. So Katsu is like a type of Japanese curry sauce. It's a style of like grilling, except we're not going to be grilling, we're going to be baking the tofu nuggets, and we're going to serve it with some sweet potato mash rather than something like, say, rice to make a Katsu curry, mainly because I do enough rice on this channel and we're going to change it up. We're going to bake some spuds, make them into mash, and then we're going to serve it with some spinach and some other cool stuff. It's going to be tip top. So we're going to start with the bit that takes the longest, and that's going to be our sweet potato mash. For these, we're just going to stick them in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius or gas mark 6 with a little bit of oil and salt, give them a prick, and once they're baked, they'll go nice and gooey on the inside. We'll strip the skins off and that'll give us our mash. Potatoes. Okay, so the sweet potatoes are in the oven. The next step is to get our tofu ready to pane. So if you don't know, tofu comes packaged in kind of like the soybean juices, moisture. It comes wet basically. So what you're going to do is you're going to press your tofu to get it ready to pane, to draw all the moisture out of it. So for that I'm just going to wrap it in kitchen towel, press it between two plates with something heavy on top. And the reason I've got 2 packets is because this is my dinner / lunch for the next 5 days while I'm at work. So yeah, that's why. Okay, so our tofu is done pressing. What we're going to do is take it out of the kitchen roll, and then we're going to cut it up into about chicken nugget sized pieces, so about a centimetre thick, and then we're going to dredge it in Katsu curry sauce instead of the flour and egg combo that would be normal chicken nuggets, mainly because, well, egg's not vegan, is it? Once they've been dredged, we're going to put them into the panko breadcrumbs that have been seasoned with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we're just going to set them up on a baking tray ready to go into the oven. Okay, so our nuggets are ready to go in the oven. They actually look really promising before they've even been baked. For that, we're going to bake them for 10 minutes at gas mark 6, 200 degrees Celsius. Give them a flip and then another 10 minutes. And by that time, our spuds will be ready to peel and make into mash. And we're going to accompany that with some wilted spinach, which will come right at the very end. No tofu nugget is complete without a dipping sauce. For that, we're going to use a blob of the Katsu curry paste, about half the can of coconut milk, and then we've got a stock pot to drop in with a little bit of water. We're going to reduce it down, season it, and that will just make a delicious syrupy sauce to dip it. I'm not gonna lie, it's very hot in here. But the good news is our sweet potatoes done, so we're just gonna cut them in half, scoop the insides out, and then mix them in a bowl with the rest of our coconut milk, a little bit of sriracha, some salt, some pepper, and some cumin seed. Okay, so the nuggets are ready to go, the sauce is nice and thick, the mash is nice and creamy and smooth, so we're just going to serve it on a bed of spinach. For that, we're going to wilt it. We're going to wilt it by putting it in the microwave for a minute, basically. Okay guys, and look what we've got here. I'm actually quite pleased with this. I know the portion doesn't seem much and the sauce could be a little bit thicker, but it does make for an excellent gravy substitute, and we've got to ration this out for the rest of the week. So, but yeah, light dinner maybe, I'm gonna say, and of course, the real test is how good it tastes. So let's get a bit of everything. So yeah. So the curry sauce is nice and sweet. It's not too overpowering, especially with the potatoes because they're pretty sweet as is. There's a nice bit of spice to it, a little bit of a kick. The spinach makes a nice colour change, and yeah, I'm just really pleased with this recipe. Okay, I'm going to finish prepping for the rest of the week. In the meantime, if you want to donate to the Trussell Trust, click the link below, follow through to them, and then I'll see you next time. Be safe. Cheers.